This coverage is brought to you by Rami Rent.
Hello and welcome back to the final round coverage of the Järva Open, presented by Prodigy Disc, Zuka, Disc Counter, and coverage brought to you by Rami Rent. This is the second European Pro Tour stop of the season. I'm your host, Nate Perkins, joined here by the preserved champions, second place finisher, Ella Hansen.
What's up, everybody? We've got an awesome card, starting with Sofie Björlycke. She has been playing hot the past two rounds. Kristin Tattar, she's looking to capture a European Pro Tour championship. We got Anniken Steen, also been playing well, throwing down some sick putts.
Incredible circle one putting from Anniken.
And a new person on our lead card, Jenni Karppinen. Excited to see what her game looks like. So hole one, it's 121 meter par 3, OB all on the left side, sloped from right to left. Most players are looking to throw right about here and then have an easy pitch up for par. Pretty out of the range for most of the FPO players to get a birdie on.
I don't believe we've seen a birdie yet.
I don't think so. I think, player like Kristin with that kind of power, she can get up close to give herself a chance, but the risk reward is a little not great.
So Sophie's going into this round with a 3-stroke lead over Kristin.
Yeah, it's a scary place to be.
Where would you rather be? Would you rather?
I would rather have a lead, but
yeah.
You can't be comfortable with a person like Kristin right behind you. Oh, they're getting the high fives in.
And so there's that elbow brace on Kristin's throwing arm.
Looks like she has a sleeve and a little wrap on it on top of it as well.
I've yet to hear anything, but this forehand, it doesn't look like she really has any issues with that. And as we know, there's been a lot of players traveling around that are dealing with some elbow issues from throwing distance forehands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wonder if she feels it on those forehands, because she's definitely been throwing a lot of forehands the past two rounds and looking pretty solid and confident with them. Waiting for her announcement. Sponsored by Team Clash, new up-and-coming disc manufacturer in Europe.
Wow,
I like that rip.
Great looking swing. She's got a ton of speed. Love to see that.
Yeah, it looks like she's got a lot of power. It's a little, it looked a little shorted, but she's getting up there into the circle. Anniken doing the same. Not a whole lot of fireworks on this first hole. And Jenni pulled hers a little up into the trees and had that more blocked off approach.
So Jenni is from Finland, Joensuu, Finland, up north, and she's been playing all the A tiers on the Prodigy Disc Pro Tour, and she's yet to miss cash.
That's pretty impressive.
Second, third, fourth, and a fifth place finish in the 4 A-tier events that she's played this year.
Yeah, it's really exciting to see, you know, I'm obviously pretty new to the sport, but I'm excited to see more top,
Wow.
top pro events happening, especially for the FPO division and filling out those, filling out the division. You know, there's opportunities here in the U.S. to play pretty much every weekend, so, you know, it's cool to see it getting built up in Europe. So 3 pars and a bogey for our lead card.
All right, hole 2, par 3, 96 meters. Slightly downhill, then back uphill, and the pretty protected green here with the slope just behind the pin. Pretty much dead straight.
We've seen a couple different players park this hole.
Oh, nice little lift.
Well, there's
Wow.
another one.
Wow.
That's more parked than any of the other ones.
Yeah.
That was a great shot. And this, honestly, Nate, like this is one of the most scoreable holes on the whole course and on the front 9, you know.
Yeah, you and I were just discussing it. I believe that the MPO and the FPO play the exact same layout, which is pretty common in Europe. And, you know, as we're looking at the scores, you know, 2 over through 2 rounds is leading the tournament. So an even par is a great score for these competitors. And we're going to see that throughout this final round, that, you know, just because they aren't carding birdies doesn't mean they're not scoring in their mind, because a lot of the times they are really playing for that par.
Yeah, I would say there's, you know, probably 3 to 5 holes on this course that if they were on a pro tour, a disc golf pro tour event, they would have an extra stroke added to the par. So a couple of wayward drives. We'll see where Anniken and Jenni end up. Anniken, fortunate to be down in the open there, but looks like she got up maybe to circle 2.
Yeah, it's going to be a scary putt.
Looks like she's just laying it up. Smart play. It's so interesting on these kind of holes where you tee off from the same level as the basket, but there's a valley in the middle. Because if you throw a good shot, it's, you know, plays as a normal distance. But
Yeah.
if you end up down the hill, it can be really challenging to go back up the hill.
All of a sudden you're playing a new hole.
Oh
No.
my gosh.
What a run from Kristin.
Looks like she sat right there. Oh. And Kristin, she's got a 3-stroke deficit. She's got to run those putts to push for the lead from Sofie. So a couple of bogeys, 1 par, and a beautiful tap-in birdie from Sofie,
What a
extending
shot.
her lead. Hole 3, par 3, 103 meters. OB surrounding the pin. You don't want to go push far left or far right. There is safety short left and down the middle, but this is a gettable hole for the whole lead card.
Yes.
Sofie trying to play a flex shot, gets caught up high in that tree. Can't really tell if she was trying to go past it or in front of it.
I believe Kristin's going to be getting aggressive here with this forehand rive.
Looks a little low. That's like kind of was her miss from day one.
Get back in there. Oh, and just straightened it out too much. She has found the out of bounds.
Right on the corner. She threw a similar shot to that on day one. Was able to correct yesterday, but not today, unfortunately.
Great looking pull from Anniken. Gets it to swing just in front of the out of bounds. She'll have a circle 2 look. And we haven't seen this route yet. She's going kind of flat to hyzer around the right side of the tree, punches through.
Yeah.
Circle's edge.
Looked like it was going to get caught up early, but it must have penetrated and she's got herself a look. Solid approach from Sofie. Kristin to save par. Looks like she's just outside 10 meters. Just over the top. So that will be another stroke for Sofie, opening up a 5-stroke lead on hole 3 of the final round. Good bid for birdie from Jenni.
Wow. And Kristin is going to find herself 5 strokes back of Sofie.
It's got to feel good if you're Sofie.
Yeah, and Sofie's no stranger to winning. She's won 3 A-tier events this year in Sweden.
Wow.
For the win. Yeah, he gets it in. Wow. So well deserved. Silva Saarinen on hole 7. Oh my God. What an incredible ace.
Oi, todella kaunis putti Peltoselta.
All right, hole 4, par 3, 100 meters, headed slightly downhill, and then you have this low ceiling you have to navigate through as you move from left to right and slightly back up the hill. Sidearm definitely plays, lefty backhand plays, but this is a very difficult right-hand backhand throw.
I thought the height looked good, but just turned it over a little too much. That's kind of a nasty kick. She'll have a lot of trees in her way between herself and the basket.
Yeah, great pace on that one. Just hung it out a little wide. Curious what Jenni's going to do with her power right here.
That looks great. If you can stay up.
Yeah, considering it's a fantastic shot to get out the gap like that.
Yeah. Like you said, it's a really touchy righty backhand shot. That looks good. Oh.
Nearly found the gap right there.
Looks like no silver on the bag for Kristin today. Maybe he's playing his round.
It's definitely been a treat to get to know Kristin and Silver over the years as they've traveled to the United States to compete. And wow, what a shot.
That's great.
She's been dialed on those approaches.
She is not giving Kristin much room to push. Good upshot. Looks like we're going to have a lot of pars here for our lead card.
Kristin's going to remain 5 back.
Moving on, we got hole 5. This is an island hole. Natural elevated basket. Pretty wide island, fairly short, only 71 meters, but it's tough to stick it right there on top of the hill and give yourself a good look.
Is it still playing as the easiest hole in the course?
It's playing as the 3rd easiest hole today.
Okay. Chill. And yeah, that out of bounds line is only 7-8 meters past the pin there.
Mm-hmm. It pinches in really tight. And that's the kind of shot that the speed control looks great. If she had hit it at maybe a slightly different angle, she's sitting right there next to the basket, but instead skipping long out of bounds.
Going super hyzer right here. And controlling the distance really well.
Great shot.
Kristin's had trouble with this one. She's gone long.
Ooh.
Oh, and she checks up here. Look, there's quite a bit more room over here on this right side.
Right side, yeah.
She's going to have a 12-meter putt there. And I kind of love Anniken's line right here. She's going up the gut, left of that center pine.
That looks good if it can stay left. Didn't quite get all the way through, but I believe she'll have a look as still. So that close OB line puts you to this drop zone.
That needs to settle. Yeah, the wind's starting to pick up a little bit.
That's still a tester from there, especially with the wind up. Very soft run.
Oh, and that was Kristin's chance to pick up 2 strokes on Sofie. Oh, a little timid right there.
Mm-hmm.
Can't blame her, though.
With that downhill and the OB behind. Good putt from Sofie to save that bogey. Only losing 1 stroke to Kristin. Yeah, this hole only actually had one birdie today, Silva Saarinen, who we saw yesterday. A little bit surprising that there was only one, two, but
Yeah. Pretty good looking gallery on this final day. Another beautiful day at the Järva Disc Golf Course just outside of Stockholm, Sweden. Here we are taking a look at hole number 6, par 3, 148 meters. Huge par 3 across this valley. Again, slightly downhill and then slightly back up the hill. We're teeing off kind of eye level, maybe slightly downhill. But this green is super protected. Probably the most difficult par 3 on the course.
Jenni giving it a really good rip. Wow.
Huge shot from Jenni.
That's a great shot. She got way down there.
Yeah, we haven't seen anyone penetrate that first wall of trees.
No. Kristin going a little more directly at it.
Yeah, great pace there, but she really wanted to release that with a little bit of Annie. Oh, and we'll find out if that roll hurt or helped her. It kind of doesn't look good from right there. And we've seen a lot of unique approaches on this one. We've seen a few forehand rollers to get through that wall of trees.
Yes.
If you're not looking at the gap, it can be really tricky.
Anniken blasting a backhand. I believe that should put herself in pretty solid position. And we were wondering yesterday's round about if Sofie's planning to throw the forehand roller on this hole as part of her approach strategy, or if she just happened to be in that position both days.
Wow. Loving that.
I don't know if she'll need a forehand roller from there.
Was that Donald Duck on the disc?
I hope so. That would be great. Some
Yeah.
cool little die.
I think she's looking straight down the gap. Anniken having to punch the trees. Very well executed.
Solid from Kristin. Just a short little approach from Jenni.
Yeah, I mean, she's just 15 meters short of pin high there.
Wow.
And Sofie as well inside 15 meters.
Showing off some power for sure.
Yeah, well played from this lead card. Hole 6 played as the 9th most difficult hole on the course.
So that'll be 3s for the whole card. Sofie maintaining that 4-stroke buffer on Kristin. Moving on to hole 7, par 3, 107 meters, out of bounds, staked all the way down the left, down into the valley and back up. This one plays a little similarly to the last hole, but much more gettable range at only 107 meters. We saw Kristin get up into those trees. And I think this is in the range of most of these players.
Plenty of speed, just not the height she was looking for.
Not a bad result being down at the bottom. She should have an open look at the basket at least.
Oh, look at this.
Holds on. Wow.
Wow. Shot of the tournament so far from Kristin.
Wow. I don't know what to say. That was amazing.
That was gorgeous. Baby Anheuser with her rive.
Coming out a little early for Anniken. But with that lefty backhand, she's not worried about going out of bounds. It does look like Donald Duck, doesn't it? That looks good from Sofie. Oh, man, just catching those last limbs.
It kind of shows you how exceptional of a shot Kristin's was. Sofie has plenty of power, got a full flight on that shot, and she's still 20 meters short of the pin.
Nice. Good approach. Tough spot for Anniken.
Oh, and she finds a little gap.
A little left side gap.
Yeah, I'd be smiling too if I punched through there. Go in. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Sofie gives it a run.
This is a great hole to run it on. You got that backstop.
We've got a little battle going on, Ella.
We sure do. Especially when Kristin's parked for birdie. Doesn't hurt to give it a run.
And we just want to thank all the fans out there for tuning in to this coverage on the Disc Golf Stream YouTube channel. It's an honor for me to be commentating this coverage from the other side of the world.
Yeah,
and
me too.
I'm actually headed on a plane to Europe tomorrow. Pretty excited to join up on the European Pro Tour.
Awesome.
I'll be playing the Toonie in Finland. When are you getting out there, Ella?
Hopefully next year. Not this year, but I really want to get out to some of these beautiful courses.
All right, hole 8, par 3. Only 96 meters, but this one has proven to be pretty tricky. You can see how slanted this fairway is from left to right. There's just a ton of airspace. Pretty exposed too. One of the windier holes on the front. And if you get that angle wrong, we've seen just how punishing it can be. There's no OB, but you can just continue on down the hill and have a really tough approach.
Yeah, Kristin making a good miss there. Heisering out a little with her backhand. She might be caught up in some trees, but at least she's not making herself a new hole at the bottom of the hill. That looks nice.
All right, I believe that's inside the 10-meter circle.
Oh, that's looking...
Needs to get down quick, and it does.
Okay.
Looked like it might hyzer forever for a moment.
Yeah, that worried me, but she gets a little drop in on the fairway. Sofie with a similar miss to to Kristin. Getting a roll out, but not down. A little down, but not too far down.
Ooh, looked online for a moment.
Don't do that. Sit down.
Oh, it's not looking good. Okay.
It's not where you want to be, but it could be worse. Okay. Kristin giving it a long bid.
She kind of did. But like you said, that was the She missed on the good side of the hole.
Yes. That's one of the first bad misses we've seen from Sofie.
Yeah, she kind of had to go to awkward footing right there. And it's tough to tell on this camera. I know this hole is pretty exposed to the wind and kind of looks to be swirling. We've kind of had constant wind the past couple days, and looks like it's changing directions on them.
Good putt from Anniken.
Kind of a big putt, though. I know it's for bogey, but a 3 putt there would kind of shake you up.
Yes. So, in the past 2 holes, Sofie's lost 2 to Kristin. Now only a 2-stroke lead. Moving on to our first par 4 of the round. 178 meters. Big placement shot off the tee, trying to get up into this gap and giving yourself an angle to penetrate through this tree line. There is sort of a play over the top. We saw Silva try that yesterday, but the most common play is going to be placement and push.
It's not too common that we have 8 par 3s in a row on any course on the Disc Golf Pro Tour, but really just in general at any course that we see on coverage. And this is the first par 4, as you said, and it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the course.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this course it's a par 61, and there's only 1 par 4 on the front. So,
and especially with, you might see a few par 3s in a row at some courses, but not the kind of course that has this many par 4s. It's not common to have them all kind of lumped together like that. Good shot there for Jenni.
oh, beautiful shot.
Yeah.
I love that.
It looked like it wasn't going to turn over enough, but
Yeah.
she
Late flip.
played it
Rode
perfectly.
the wind.
Good
All
shot
right.
for Sofie.
We're playing some golf. All 4 of our players in a decent position to attack the green.
Kristin a little pinched off, but sneaks through most of the trees.
Kind of filters through. This one does have a slope behind it, making that 16-meter putt pretty scary.
Absolutely.
Oh. Could see that one came out of her hand just a little later than she wanted.
That was a little off, but I think she snuck through most of those trees. It's so funny when there's big clumps of trees like that, and sometimes your shot just manages to sneak through every single one. So Jenni just forced to pitch her 3rd shot up into the gap. Good shot. Laying it up.
This one plays tough.
It does. This was only the 7th most difficult hole, but
Okay.
it averaged 3/4 of a stroke over par, 4.75.
That's right. This back nine just gets brutal for
It
them, doesn't
does.
it?
Yeah, you look at this hole, you think, oh, a tough hole, but it gets tougher.
There's just so much more out of balance on this back nine here.
Mm-hmm. So Kristin with a look, but
Yep.
smart to just lay it up.
Oh,
Sofie for par. Just chains out left side.
that's going to be 3 holes in a row now that she's going to give one back to Kristin. She'll be heading into the back nine with a 1-stroke lead still.
It's scary playing some long par 4s against someone like Kristin who has the power to birdie a few of them. I won't say all of them. A couple of them are
900 foot par 4s, yeah.
Yeah.
With
but-
OB everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thanks again for tuning into the coverage. Taking a look at the leaderboard.
Good start for Sofie in this round, but giving up 3 bogeys in the last 5 holes. Kristin grabbing a birdie on one of those. Bringing it back within 2 strokes. Making it close. Or, yeah.
Guys, hit that like button. Let's help the disc golf stream grow, giving these players more opportunities to compete all over the globe. Again, I'm Nate Perkins, joined here with Ella Hansen, and we will see you for the final 9 holes of the second European Pro Tour stop.